Okay, in this video, we're going to look at how to calculate a z-score. So we're going to calculate the z-score and round to 2 decimal places. So I have put our information down here for our problem. And a z-score just tells us how many standard deviations a value is from the mean. A z-score does not have units. And a z-score of 0 means that the value is the same as the mean. A positive z-score means that the value is above the mean, and a negative z-score means that the value is below the mean. So a data value that has z-scores that are either 3 standard deviations above or 3 standard deviations below the mean is called an outlier. So here's our formula, and we're going to be using the formula for the sample z-score. So I'm going to calculate the first one, part A. So z would equal x, which our x value here is 55. So 55 minus our mean, which is given to us, divided by our standard deviation. And you're going to calculate that and round to 2 decimal places if needed. So when you do that, you will get 0.9 or 0.90. Okay, for part B, we're going to do the same thing, except this time x is going to be 70 minus 46 divided by 10. So you're going to get 2.4. So what that means is 70 is 2.4 standard deviations above the mean, and 55 is 0.9 standard deviations above the mean, which makes sense because they're both higher than your mean. So they should have a positive z-score. Now look at 41. It should have a negative z-score because it is below your mean. Let's calculate it. Z equals 41 minus 46 divided by 10. And you do get a negative z value, which means that the data set value 41 is 0.5 standard deviations below the mean. Okay, and we should know that the next one's going to be negative as well. And it should be even farther away than C. And it is actually more than 3 standard deviations below the mean, so that one would actually be considered an outlier. Anything that is above 3 standard deviations from the mean is considered an outlier. Now we're going to look at one other problem where, okay, so for this one, we are not getting the mean or the standard deviation. So what we have to do is we have to calculate that first. You have to have the mean and the standard deviation in order to calculate the z-score. And if you click on view an example, you can see that here their sample mean was 10.5, and they do tell you, it tells you to use technology, and then same thing for standard deviation. What I wanted to see was what to round to, and we're going to round to 2 decimal places just to make sure. So remember how to calculate the mean. And we're going to round to 2. And then let's calculate the standard deviation. We want the one with S because this is a sample. Okay, and then we're going to round to 2. And then we're going to plug it into our formula up here. We want x. Here the first x is going to be 9. So we're going to plug in 9 minus our mean divided by our standard deviation. So And 9 should be a negative z-value because it is below our mean. Okay, let's look at the next one. 14. Okay, 14 is actually above our mean, so it should be positive. And you can do this on paper, this part, or in the calculator. I'm just showing you in Excel, but you do not have to use Excel to do this part. Okay, so yes, it is a positive z-value because it is, our value was 14 and that is above our mean. Now let's look at the next one. So we have 12 and then we're going to do 15. So 12 is above the mean, so it should be positive, and it is. And then 15 should be positive, and it's even further away than 12, so it should be larger than the z-score we just got. And it is positive, and it is larger than the z-score above it. So that's how you use Excel or technology to find the mean and the standard deviation and plug it into the formula to find the z-score. Let me know if you have any questions.